Hi, I'm Dennis di Cicco for Sky and Telescope magazine here at the 2016 Northeast Astronomy Forum. Right now I'm in the iOptron booth and I'm going to be speaking with Roger Rivers, who's the sales and marketing manager, and he's going to tell me about some of the products that they've got here today. How are you doing, Roger?
Hi Dennis, good to see you.
Excellent.
I'd like to introduce our new AZ Mount Pro.
All right.
It's an equatorial go-to mounting system. What's unique about it is the mount has what's called level and go technology. Essentially, it's a system design where you literally turn the mount on. It locates itself on the planet through GPS. It sets its own clocks. It prepares itself to find objects. It has automatic southern detection, which enables the mount to locate itself as well as what direction it's pointing. With that information, it also has angle location, so it can tell the angle of the instrument. Again, give it another piece of the pie to figure out exactly where it needs to go for go-to. It does its calculation, and then the mount will slew to its first object. You can look through the telescope, you can confirm that first object, and you're ready to go.
All right, so this whole mount has completely automatic setup and initialization to get the go-to pointing. Turn it on, it spins itself around, figures out where it is, gets its target in the sky. You don't have to know anything to get the thing set up. Start pressing your buttons and you can slew to and start observing the objects you want to see. I noticed this looks like the latest evolution in the Mini Tower Pro mount from earlier, a mount that I've used a lot, by the way. So what are new in this one?
This is the next generation of Mini Tower type products. First of all, it has an internal battery system, which has operational time for about 10 hours. So you can go for a whole night without any wires, just use it, slew.
So it's a built-in rechargeable battery. It's not new batteries that you have to just mount inside it.
No, there's nothing the user has to do. Just plug the charger in, charges the battery, it's ready to go.
10 hours of operation.
10 hours of operation.
All right. What other features are new?
Other features, we've improved the clutch mechanism. We now use a beveled clutch where you can lock it in much tighter. It's a much more solid lock. There's no slippage. There's more surface. It's in that side, yes.
Okay. So you can put the main telescope on this side, but you can also mount another telescope over here.
Exactly. You can put up to 33 pounds of payload on the main payload side. And on the other side, you can put up to 10 pounds of payload or use the 10-pound counterweight that's supplied with the mount.
Now, I noticed one thing that won't show well in the video is this mount is unbelievably silent when it moves.
It is.
Compared to some go-to mounts that whir and scream with gears, this one you can barely hear it.
Yes, we've changed from using servo motors to now we use stepper motors. Historically, the problem with using stepper motors in a product like this was energy consumption. We have our own new technology which reduces energy consumption rates of our stepper motors to about 60% of what other brands' stepper motors would use. So it enables us to have an energy efficient motor system that has all the benefits of stepper: quietness, ability to be moved without damaging, accuracy and tracking without the high energy consumption normally associated with that type of motor.
This is actually a big deal for iOptron, this new technology for these stepper motors.
It's a big deal for astronomy. It adds to the tranquility and the peacefulness of the hobby. You don't have the whirring and the loud noises traditionally associated with a stepper system.
I like this feature of the mount.
Yes, Dennis, that's our retractable counterweight bar. It enables you to store the bar within the mount, makes it easier to pack back in the case, one less extrusion sticking out of the mount while you're using it. And when you need it, it's right there and handy for...
Just pull it out, turn the lock, and lock it in place.
Exactly.
Nice. So this is the largest and most feature-laden of your altazimuth mounts. This is your flagship altazimuth. You have others?
Yes, this is the newest generation, most advanced altazimuth mount we offer. We have other mounts for more economical and for lighter loads.
Okay, and they're all here with telescopes on them.
And they're all showing with telescopes.
And I noticed they come in different colors.
Exactly. We're one of the few people who can get a pink telescope mount.
Okay. All right. What else you want to show me?
Over here is our family of German equatorial mounts. They're traditional German equatorials and styles, but the major difference for our iOptron German equatorial mounts is we utilize our stepper motor technology. They're much quieter. They're not susceptible to damage from accidental pushes against the motor. The steppers will give. Using our technology, our stepper motors consume about 60% of the power of competitors' models, enabling us to to reduce the only real disadvantage of having a stepper motor, which is power consumption. But we have all the advantages of it.
You mentioned something a moment ago about the advantage, too, of having stepper motors. Unlike servo motors, if the telescope stalls or is overloaded, it just doesn't go wild with drawing the current and possibly burning out systems.
There's no risk of damaging the motors or the electronics. If it does lock or somebody hits the mount and moves it, the stepper motor has the give where it can.
That can be a big deal because when you're slewing a telescope around, it can bump into something and you don't want to have it damage the drives.
Absolutely.
That's a nice feature. So this is the EQ45. How much weight can this carry?
It accepts a 45-pound payload.
45-pound load. And if you want a smaller one, if you need less capacity?
We have the IEQ30, which holds up to 30 pounds.
That's 30 pounds. All right, that's nice. These are traditional German equatorial mounts.
Correct.
But you have something else that I want to see, which are these center balance mounts. These are new.
Exactly.
All right, let's take a look at those.
Okay, this here is our CEM60. It's our center balance flagship product. The main difference between our CEM series and traditional German equatorial type mounts is the center balance focus of the design. Our mount, the CEM series, is designed so all of the weight of the payload, the mount, the counterweight is all centered right on the telescope, enabling for an extreme natural stability of the system. Yeah. It's so stable, when you're setting this mount up, you can literally set the mount on top of your pier, on top of your tripod. If you let go and it's balanced, it doesn't fall over. It doesn't have the torque issues you find in a traditional German equatorial.
German equatorial has a telescope and the counterweights all on one side of the mount. In fact, this is the bigger brother of the smaller CEM25 that we reviewed in the magazine a few years ago when that first came out. It was a brand new design. And that became a hot product for Sky and Telescope in the year that it was introduced.
Yeah, the CEM25EC was the hot product of 2016 for Sky and Telescope.
Yep. So this is the bigger version of it now. So what are other features about this?
Well, all the CEM series still utilize the stepper motor system, so they're extremely quiet. They also have the benefits of you can move the mounts, you can adjust and hit the mount or the telescope, and it won't do any damage to the electrical system or to the motors. It's extremely accurate in tracking. This specifically, the EC model has high resolution encoders, which pretty much make it guide-free for astrophotography. The more accurate your polar alignment is, the less likely you have to do any guiding with the EC version of the CEM.
So this high resolution encoder is on the main polar drive. It eliminates the periodic error that's inherent in all gear systems.
Exactly.
So you could do away with guiding for astrophotography for some exposures.
It makes real-time periodic corrections.
Yeah. Do you know what the periodic error amounts to with the encoders?
It's 0.3 arc seconds RMS.
0.3 arc seconds. Oh, that's excellent. I noticed also that you've got ports right on the saddle here for connecting equipment. What can you put in there?
Well, we have 4 USBs, a guide port, and power ports.
So you've got a nice system here. If you've got a telescope with an imaging setup, maybe an electric focuser, a filter wheel, and a CCD camera, you can plug those into USB ports right here. Your auto guider goes in. You don't have wires hanging down that can get snagged as the telescope slews around the sky. Makes for a very nice feature. Roger, I want to thank you very much for showing me the products that are here. I know that there's a very special treat at the iOptron booth this year. So for that, I'd like to bring in Dr. Hua Zhang, who is the president of iOptron here in China. Well, Hua, always good to see you.
Yes, nice to see you again.
You've got some special guests that are here from China this year.
Yes, I would like to introduce my team in China. Yeah, this is Lin.
Glad to meet you.
Yeah, he's the founder and the president of iOptron China. And actually, I would like to emphasize, he's the person behind all of our technology. So he has the invention of center balance mount and the unique poloscope and all those control electronics breakthrough. So he's actually the brain backed up our technology.
So all of the stuff here, so all of these are your designs and your technology.
Yes, that's the guy.
That's great.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Next.
Yeah, I would like to introduce Chen Chen. Yeah. So.
Good to meet you.
Yeah, he's manager of our software design. So our development team is under his guidance. So.
All right.
Yeah, and Bai Tao, he's our control electronics person. So he does an excellent job on electronics.
All right.
Yeah. And Jason, he's the general manager of iOptron China. So all of the stuff put together is under this guy.
All right. So you guys are responsible. This is your first time at NEAF? All right. I want to thank you, Dr. Zhang, for introducing me to the other people behind the scenes. It's really nice to meet some of the talented people behind the great products that we see here at NEAF every year. And for viewers who want more information about any of the things you've seen here today, you can go to the webpage www.ioptron.com. I'm Dennis di Cicco for Sky and Telescope magazine here at the 2016 Northeast Astronomy Forum. Yay!